Okay, so I signed up for the kit build of the Great Guitar Build of 2022 after inspiration from this man amongst others. The first thing I did was to sort of just mock up in Photoshop what I was trying to create in my mind. I'm the kind of person that likes to stare at things and think about them. I wanted a Telecaster. I wanted it black with a red pickguard. There were certain objectives I had in trying to learn. I want to learn. To learn, I must make mistakes. It's the only way that you really learn. Certain things I wanted to do. One, I wanted to spray it black, but with sparkle. Maybe that's not clear in this picture, but sparkle to it. Learn how to do that. I wanted to create a little truss rod cover, if it's possible on this kind of neck. If I can do some inlay, that would be great. I'm going to have to shape the headstock, although frankly I like this. And I'd love to do some binding around the edge. The reason I have two examples here of necks will become clear later. So, the first thing I looked at was, of course, the kits. Now this one from Gear for Music, it's all there, less than £100, but I thought it's all a bit too simple. I wasn't going to learn much. There wasn't many opportunities to actually make mistakes. So I thought, well, no, let me look beyond that. It wasn't so much about the parts maybe being cheaper and therefore not so good. I'm not much of a player yet. So I really wanted to experiment and get into each of the components here, because some of them can be quite complex. So the first thing I looked at was Crimson's kit, body, neck, expensive, but really good quality. I didn't have to decide whether to go for this one or not, because I learned only this morning that there's a 6 to 8 week shipping delay on this. So that one was out this time around. But then I came across boobooguitars.com. Now what these guys do is sell off damaged and faulty bodies and necks. So looking at this, I thought, well, let's explore a little bit about the possibilities. And this one particularly caught my eye. It's the right body for a telly. What's wrong with it? Well, frankly, not a great deal. A few little marks here. But what particularly interested me and marks here was the fact that this has routing already done for binding. There is binding on the bottom, but not on the top. Now, I don't have a router for doing this type of routing, so this particularly grabbed my interest. Routing, binding being one of my particular things I wanted to learn about. So this was a favorite. Next, also from Gear for Music, £250 upwards. Well, that was kind of out for here. And then these are the two necks I showed you on the diagram earlier. Yep, a problem. The Gear for Music website refused to accept my payment. Tried many times, very unfriendly error messaging on their website. So I'll pass on them. Found Kit Built Guitars, smallish company, I believe, but they've got what I want. Same sort of neck, although it looks like it's on the low end. Never mind, I'm here to learn, so ordered this one instead. Here we have a black, old style, so-called ashtray. I like that one. The pickups, of course, can be very expensive. Wilkinson, from the reviews I've read, seem to get good reviews, and the price is probably about right. And of course, gold will go with the black. The control plate, well, this is not expensive, £15. It's probably not of the highest quality. I have no problem in discrete components and soldering them. I've been doing it since the 70s. And I kind of thought, well, maybe I'd rather buy the independent items, but never mind. Let's actually try this and start to see what the problems are with this type of cheaper build. Of course, the jack socket plate, again, quite cheap, but let's test it out. The neck plate, cheap, but same comment. The strap buttons, quite a useful set here. You get 12 of them, and I thought, well, I can get these and then see how each one actually looks when held up against the body. Tuners, well, again, it's very similar to the pickups, which is sort of in the middle. Let's try these things out. And lastly, a pickguard. I actually wanted bright red, but I couldn't find one company that has them, and they're out of stock. So that's all the components. So I've ordered them, and now we sit back and wait for the delivery man or woman.